One of the first things that I was introduced to as I entered into the world of spirituality was the art of manifestation. Didn't matter what spiritual teacher I was following, what book I was reading, what website I was on, the theme was the same. This idea that I could manifest anything that I desired from my dream world into this 3D reality. And so naturally, being curious Charlene that I am, I dived into learning all these different tools and tips and tricks and arts that would supposedly help me manifest whatever I desire into this 3D reality. Now, I'm going to pose this question to you. How many times have you followed through with any type of manifestation technique only to realize that your manifestation does not indeed manifest into this reality? Put up your hand. Hello everyone, welcome. My name is Charlene Lizette. I am here to empower you to step into your true soul purpose and align with your highest, most authentic self using spirituality and radical self-love. If you are new to my channel, some of the content you will find here includes tarot videos, spirituality videos, and stories of my life, and hopefully stories that inspire you or empower you to really align with your true authentic self and be able to manifest whatever it is that you want into this reality. The idea that you can manifest anything that you desire into this physical 3D reality seems pretty freaking fantastic. Whatever it is that you want, whatever it is that you desire, whatever it is that you dream of, can most definitely realize itself into this world. If you've watched The Secret, if you've heard people's success stories, they'll all tell you a similar story, and that is that they've manifested their dream life into this physical reality. But how do we do it? And why is it that many of these manifestation techniques that are taught across YouTube and via different spiritual teachers and spiritualists don't always work? You know, there's the 369 method, Nikola Tesla, research him if you haven't. There's the art of assumption, there's the art of manifestation, there's The Secret, there's writing manifestation techniques, there's doing spells, there's working with new moon and full moon rituals. There's so many different ways that you can manifest, that you can work and align with the energy of the universe to help you attract what it is that you desire. And like I shared with you, when I first got into the world of spirituality, I was like, oh, I can do this spell and attract the person that I love into my life. Off I went. Oh, I can do this and align with what I desire financially. Off I went, right? Scooting away, following all the rules, doing all the things. So it was quite disappointing for me, and I'm sure it's quite disappointing for you when you're trying to manifest these things that you want in your life and they're just not realizing, right? Like they're not tangibly realizing in your life. And I ended up actually having an aha moment not too long ago that helped me to understand thoroughly from a completely different lens and perspective, and something that I really haven't seen a lot of spiritual teachers talk about here on YouTube particularly, that made me understand why many of our manifestations don't realize themselves physically in this 3D world. And the idea behind this actually came from a book that I was reading called Think and Grow Rich. I totally recommend that book. I preface it by saying that there are misogynistic undertones. Keep in mind the period that that book was written in and who that book was catered to. Now, in this world that we're in 2022, the time that I'm recording this video, we obviously can understand that we can take information with a grain of salt, take what serves us and leave what doesn't serve us behind. Now, in this book, the author talks about a common thread that he found which connected every single successful person that he mentions in this book. It was almost like a certain pattern that each person embodied that supported them with their wealth, with their health, with their success in their life. I'm going to read to you a little portion of this book so that you can hear what I read, and hopefully it'll help give you that light bulb moment too. So in the book of Think and Grow Rich, there is this section that states, when stimulated to a high rate of vibration, the mind becomes more receptive to energy. Through the emotions, the vibrations of thought may be increased. Vibrations at an exceedingly high rate are the only vibrations picked up and carried by the ether and carried from one brain to another. Thought is energy traveling at an exceedingly high rate of vibration. Thought, which has been modified or stepped up by any of the major emotions, vibrates at a much higher rate than ordinary thought. And it is this type of thought which passes from one brain to another through the broadcasting machinery of the human brain. When I read that part of the book, it was like, not only did a light bulb go off, but I was also like, oh, now everything makes sense. You see, because in my teachings, in my learnings, in the things that I share with you all, if you've taken a class with me or if you've worked with me one-on-one, I always talk about the power of emotions and feelings. But I didn't understand to the degree in which emotions and feelings play in order for our manifestations to come to fruition. You see, when we create a vision board, we attach everything that we desire, right? So there is the emotion of desire attached to it. But we don't often put much thought other than the thought of desire into our vision board. We want a Mercedes Benz, slap it on. We want a big house, we slap it on. We want a house with a farm, we slap it on. Whatever it is, we put these things out into the universe through our manifestation techniques, 369, scripting, vision boards, whatever it is that you're using. But what is the emotion that you're attaching to these manifestations that you desire? And if we go back to the script, the literature in the book, it states, thought which has been modified or stepped up by any of the major emotions vibrates at a much higher rate than ordinary thought. So if we can think about it this way, when we slap onto our vision board a car, right, that we desire, it's an ordinary thought. But where is that higher rate of vibration, the one that is connected to an emotion? And what are those emotions that are driving the desires that you have in which you want to manifest these things into your reality? So let me give you an example, right? Say you want to attract a romantic partner. You're ready for love into your life. You've been single for a very long time and you're ready to attract somebody. But in your mind and in your heart, even though you're doing these manifestation techniques, even though you're doing vision boards, 369, art of assumption, etc., you're not connecting emotionally to that, right? You're not offering an emotion to vibrate with your manifestation. Or alternately, what you are emoting out with that manifestation is the exact opposite of what you desire, right? You refuse to participate in being vulnerable or embracing vulnerability because you don't want to get hurt, yet you want a relationship. Those two don't align emotionally, right? They don't align at a vibration. They don't align at a frequency at all, right? We have to understand that everything is energy, everything is vibration, and everything has a frequency. And so if we know that in order to attract the love that we desire, there is a certain energy, a frequency, and a vibration attached to it, that same emotion of not wanting to be vulnerable, or that inability to be vulnerable or embracing vulnerability, vibrates at a completely different frequency, vibration, and energy field. And so naturally, we are contradicting our desires out into the world. We're saying we want one thing while we're emotionally vibrating at a different frequency. There's this really amazing tool that I was introduced to many, many years ago. It's by Jeffrey Roberts. It's an emotion wheel. I'm going to pop it up on the screen right now. This emotion wheel helped to transform my life in the way that I communicate with people when I am feeling different emotions based off of different life situations. And one day when I was sitting down shortly after reading Think and Grow Rich, I started realizing the connection between emotions. So I want to walk you through something right now. So let's continue to use the example of a relationship, wanting to manifest a relationship into your life. However, the emotions that you have connected, if we're looking at this emotion wheel from Jeffrey Roberts, the emotions that you have are dismissive. You're skeptical. You feel let down by the universe because you haven't attracted the right partner. You feel rejected because you've had a lot of relationships that didn't work out. You feel insecure because you may feel that you are not worthy of love. You may be anxious, and so you're continuously seeking love in all these places. All those emotions emit energy that are attached to frequencies. But if I'm to ask you right now, and if you're to be real with yourself, do you think that emotions like anxious, insecure, skeptical vibrate at a higher rate? Do you think that they are positive emotions? Chances are, if you're being real with yourself, you're acknowledging that they're not, right? I acknowledge that they're not. And so when we start understanding this, when we start recognizing that if our emotions, our vibration, and our frequency don't align with that which we are wanting to manifest, then it would obviously make so much sense why our manifestations aren't coming to fruition. The same could be said if you're wanting to manifest abundance into your life. If you're wanting to manifest financial abundance and financial stability and you want to be wealthy, but when I turn around and say to you, imagine having $50,000 in your bank account on a monthly basis. Every month, $50,000 is deposited into your bank. If that first emotion that you're going through when you hear me say that is skepticism or disbelief or lack, or there's no way that could happen, or feeling like I'm not worthy of that, or that's too much money, well, then you're completely contradicting the manifestation that you desire, which is an abundance of money. Because if one is truly wanting to manifest, whether it be love, abundance, health, prosperity, like whatever it is that you want to manifest, you really want to be focusing on two sections in the emotion wheels by Jeffrey Roberts, which, by the way, this isn't borrowed with any permission. So thank you so much, Jeffrey Roberts, if you watch this. Take a look at the happy section and take a look at the surprise section of the emotion wheel. All those emotions vibrate at a positive frequency. So they vibrate at a much higher rate than ordinary thought, and they are also connected to positive emotions and positive feelings. So if you're feeling optimistic, if you trust in the universe, if you feel inquisitive, if you're feeling content and happy and amazed, if you are feeling courageous and loving and thankful and hopeful that you are going to have the abundance that you want to manifest, the love that you want to manifest, the prosperity, the health, whatever it is, well, then you're aligning with that frequency of that manifestation, right? We are energy. We are all energy. Every thought is energy. Every physical, tangible thing is energy. Every sentient being is energy. Everything that exists in this world emits a certain type of energy. A vibration can run either very rapidly or slowly, and a frequency is similar to a radio station when you turn a dial on a radio station. So you have to now ask yourself, if you are wanting to manifest X, what are the emotions that are attached to X manifestation that you are wanting to bring into your life? Another thing that you could do to ensure the success of your manifestation is to write down your current desire. So write down exactly what it is that you want to manifest. After doing that, you're going to write down all the feelings and emotions using the feelings wheel in relation to that manifestation and being honest with yourself. Then you're going to look at all the negative or lower vibrational emotions and work on releasing those or healing those or working through those, and shift your energy and your ideas and your train of thought into connecting the positive emotions or positive feelings with the manifestation that you want to bring into your life. This way, you are rewiring your brain, you're working with the frequency and the energy of the universe, and you're aligning very much with what Think and Grow Rich states. And I'm going to read it to you one more time. When stimulated to a high rate of vibration, the mind becomes more receptive to energy. Through the emotions, the vibrations of thought may be increased. Vibrations at an exceedingly high rate are the only vibrations picked up and carried by the ether and carried from one brain to another. So the vibrations that you are sending out into the universe have to be at an exceedingly high rate. Hope, joy, optimism, joyful expectation, love, happiness. When you hear those words, they vibrate at a higher rate versus something like depression, sadness, skepticism, dismissive, anxious. And so if we continue with the book's words, thought is energy traveling at an exceedingly high rate of vibration. Thought which has been modified or stepped up by any of the major emotions vibrates at a much higher rate than ordinary thought. And it is this type of thought which passes from one brain to another through the broadcasting machinery of the human brain. So if you are wanting to manifest something, you're going to need to work with the universe. You're going to need to work with the people around you in order to bring that manifestation to fruition. And this is why it's so important to understand the emotions that you are currently feeling and vibrating at when it comes to the particular manifestations that you are desiring to bring into fruition. I hope that this video was helpful for you. If you like this type of content, take a look at the description box below and see how else you can work together with me, or feel free to subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up and comment below. Let me know if this was helpful for you. For me, it was a huge aha moment, and I hope I was able to pass on some knowledge and some empowerment and inspiration over to you. We'll see you on the next video. See you later, alligator. Peace out.